Good day, everyone. My name is UMAIRAH, and I'm 17 years old. I study at SMK CANOSSA Convent in Melaka. Today, I'm excited to share my thoughts on a book that I recently read, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Roderick Rules by Jeff Kinney. This is the second book in the Diary of a Wimpy Kid series, following the first book, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. If you've read the first book, you'll know that the story is about Greg Heffley, a middle schooler who writes about his daily life in a diary. The book is written in a journal-style format with funny drawings that makes it enjoyable to read. The first book introduced us to Greg's life at school, his struggles with popularity, and his relationship with his best friend Rowley. But in Roderick Rules, the main focus shifts to something many of us with siblings can relate to, the complicated and sometimes frustrating relationship between brothers. The story picks up after Greg's summer vacation, which didn't go so well for him. Something embarrassing happened to him during the summer, and he is determined to keep it a secret. Unfortunately for him, his older brother Roderick knows exactly what happened, and he's ready to use it as blackmail. Greg's life at home becomes a nightmare as Roderick constantly threatens to expose his secret. Their parents, especially their mom, try to make them get along, but of course, things don't go as planned. Roderick, being the typical obnoxious older brother, takes every opportunity to make Greg's life miserable. But as much as they fight, there are also moments where you can see that deep down they do care about each other, just in their own weird way. Meanwhile, at school, Greg is still trying to survive middle school. He faces many awkward and embarrassing situations, from failed assignments to social disasters. His friendship with Rowley is also tested again, as Greg sometimes takes advantage of him. There are also funny moments with Greg's parents, especially his mom, who always seems to think that she can fix things between him and Roderick. The book follows Greg's misadventures as he struggles with school, his family, and his own bad decisions. And of course, by the end of the book, Roderick's secret weapon, Greg's embarrassing summer story, ends up being revealed in the most unexpected and hilarious way. One of the things I really enjoy about Roderick Rules is its humor. Jeff Kinney has a unique way of writing that makes you laugh out loud. The situations Greg finds himself in are exaggerated, but still feel relatable. We've all experienced embarrassing moments, fights with siblings, or situations where we try to cover up something only to make things worse. Another thing I like is the relationship between Greg and Roderick. Even though they fight a lot, there are moments where you can see that in their own way, they are still brothers. The book does a good job of showing the ups and downs of siblings' relationships. I think anyone who has an older sibling can relate to Greg's struggles, whether it's dealing with teasing, unfair pranks, or just trying to survive in a house where a sibling always seems to have the upper hand. The book's format also makes it very easy and enjoyable to read. This simple, diary-style writing, combined with funny illustration, keeps things interesting. Even readers who don't usually like books might enjoy this one because it doesn't feel like a long or difficult read. While Roderick Rules is a fun and entertaining book, there are a few things that I think could be better. One of them is Greg's character. At times, he can be selfish and mean, especially to his best friend Rowley. He often blames others for his mistakes and doesn't always learn from his actions. While this makes him a realistic middle schooler, because let's be honest, not all kids are perfect, it can sometimes be frustrating to see him act this way. I would have liked to see more character growth in Greg, where he learns from his mistakes instead of repeating them. Another thing is that the plot is not very deep, since the book is mostly focused on Greg's daily life and small funny incidents. There isn't a big storyline or message. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, But if you're looking for a book with a strong plot or a big lesson, this might not be the one. However, if you just want a lighthearted and funny read, then it's perfect. I think Roderick Rules is a great book for readers of all ages, but it's especially good for teenagers and middle school students. If you enjoy funny book stories about school life or books that don't take themselves too seriously, then you will love this one. It's also a great choice for readers who don't usually like reading, because the diary format and illustrations makes it fun and easy to get through. I also recommend this book to anyone with siblings, especially if you have an older brother or sister. You'll definitely relate to the love-hate relationship between Greg and Roderick. The way they constantly argue, but still end up looking out for each other in the end, is something many of us can understand. Overall, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Roderick Rules is a fantastic book. It's funny, relatable, and easy to read. While Greg isn't always the best role model, his misadventures are entertaining and remind us of the struggles of growing up. The book is a great sequel to the first Diary of a Wimpy Kid book and continues the series in a fun way. If you're looking for a book that will make you laugh and keep you entertained, I highly recommend this one. Whether you've read the first book or not, you can still enjoy Roderick Rules on its own. It's perfect for a casual read, and once you start, you won't want to put it down. That's all for my review today. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't read Roderick Rules yet, I definitely recommend checking it out. I love to hear your thoughts if you've read it. Do you think Roderick is the worst older brother? Or do you think he's actually kind of cool? Let me know.